Hello, and welcome to the Pro Cheer and Dance Report live chat. I am Erica Dawn. I am going to wait a few minutes to let people trickle in because we were starting promptly right here at 2 o'clock. So I'm just gonna hang out for a minute and wait to see who else comes on. I will get into talking about things fairly quickly because this will remain on my page for playback purposes in case we don't get a lot here on the live. It will still be up on the channel so that people can come back later and watch what I'm talking about. So again, just going to give it a few minutes and wait and see how many more people come on. Some may come in later, and that's fine. As you enter, please introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from. Um, Hello, Chris. Hi, how are you? I've seen you on some of my videos from the UK. Wow, all the way from the UK. That's awesome. Loving your tutorials. As someone who can't dance at all, you explain dance so well. Well, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. Keep watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I do know that you are a subscriber and I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching all of my tutorials. So much more to come. So definitely stay on the lookout. This live, as well as any of my videos, I know that I specifically talk about pro cheer and dance, but I want to let everyone know that this channel is not just only for pro cheer and dance. So if you are just a lover of dance in general, any style of dance, this channel is definitely some place that you can find something for you. Even with my sideline dance classes, I've gotten a lot of feedback on people who are just having a good time with them as far as fitness is concerned and, just as their daily workout routine. So definitely don't feel like this isn't the place for you if you are not into pro cheer and dance. It's for everyone. I've gotten a lot of compliments on my Aaliyah video, which I will do another live later addressing that, but I want to shout everyone out who has left such a great, nice, positive comment under that video. I really, truly appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get some of you on here on the live today too to kind of chat about that and maybe some requests as far as future videos that you would like to see. So again, welcome. I'm just giving some time here for people to come on. Hopefully once they see me live, they will know that it is cool to pop on and then we will get started into discussion. I'm very tired, so I'm not going to keep you long. Excuse me if I'm looking in different places because I kind of got to click around on here. Got to look at the camera, look at you guys, look at what's going on my computer screen. So if I'm all over the place, that's just what's going on there. Like I said, I'm not going to keep you long because I'm very tired. It's a Saturday afternoon and I would like to enjoy the rest of my weekend. I don't get a lot of sleep here lately because most of you know, or some of you know, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a minute, that I did start an apparel line and I'm really behind with things for that because I do all of the designs, I do all of the orders, I do all of that. And my initial goal was to be able to get some of my new designs out like right at the start of the year, and here we are in mid-February and I still do not have my designs up on my store yet. So I've been working on that. Those who know me personally know that my main job or source of income, I am a voice actor, which you probably can't tell by my voice right now because like I said, I'm really tired and it's kind of groggy, but I have auditions that come in all the time. My agent actually just sent me an audition literally like 10 minutes before I got on this live, and it's due by tomorrow morning. So right after I jump off of here, I'm going to go and record my audition. And then I'm also launching a course for voiceover. So I'm trying to get all the things together for that, my curriculum for my course. And it's just a lot going on. So I'm hoping that once I hop off of here, I will be able to enjoy the rest of my Saturday, maybe get a good nap. It's raining outside. Got my dinner on the slow cooker, so we'll see. But yeah, just a couple more minutes here just to wait and see if we get any more on the actual live. Again, I'm just going to dive in. If not, I am going to be talking about expectations for this year as far as auditions are concerned. So, what are we expecting? What are we hoping for? How are we preparing? All of that good stuff. And I also am going to kind of start off with a little bit of a rant, just a little one. Some things going on in the world of pro cheer and dance that, I'm just really disappointed about and kind of exhausted about. So I am going to be touching on that. But um, I'm going to go ahead and dive in here. Again, as you enter the live, just, introduce yourself in the chat. Let me know where you're from, if you're a dancer, if you're just here because you just want to get simple information, whatever it is. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Erica Dawn. I am a former NBA dance captain as well as a former collegiate dance team coach and choreographer. With that, I want to shout out Megan Pruitt, who is currently the coach at the University of Akron with the dance team, which is where I was a coach. We had a really great chat back and forth yesterday, and I'm looking forward to staying connected with her. And I'm really proud of where the team has gone. And yeah, any former members of the University of Akron dance team, as well as current members, keep up the great work. You guys are doing great. And yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to keeping connected with them. And for anyone who doesn't know, if you're curious as far as what NBA dance team I danced for, it was the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, so with that, I'll talk about my reasoning for this channel, creating the channel, posting the videos that I do to this channel. So basically, in the beginning of all of this craziness that's been happening, um, I am a dance instructor. For the last 3 years, I've been teaching kids though, like little bitty kids, like age 2 to 4, ballet, tap. Um, and when everything hit, work stopped. Schools got closed. I wasn't able to teach on a regular basis. And I'm a type of person who I need to be able to feed my passion, especially when it comes to dance. I need to be dancing or teaching in some capacity. So I believe it was March 26th of last year. I just made a general post on Instagram and Facebook like, hey, if I create an online class. Would anybody take it? And I got a lot of people who were like, yeah, of course we take your class. Like, duh. So I was like, all right, so let me just try. So I went in the basement and I created a class, free classes based on my dance influences. So I taught choreography to Beyonce, J Lo. I never got to my Janet video, which I'm so sad that I never did, but don't worry, it'll come later. Um, Britney Spears, which shout out to Chris because I know that you've taken my Britney class. And also Pussycat Dolls and Aaliyah. And with that Aaliyah video, it took off, and I'm just so grateful again and appreciative for everyone who has viewed that video and commented. You guys are all so great and wonderful, and I appreciate it. Um, so I started seeing the momentum with that, and then here comes audition season. So, like most of us, we probably thought all this was just going to last a couple weeks and we'd be back to going back to normal. So I was like, okay, well, I'll create a video or something to help with auditions. And then sports started just shutting down all around us. And my first initial thought was, oh goodness, what's going to happen with the dance teams and the cheer teams? Like, what are they going to do about that? Are they still going to have auditions? Like, how's that going to go? How's that going to work? And it turned out that things had to flip into a virtual experience. And with me being part of the TV, film industry, all that type of stuff, with virtual auditions, I saw the need on people needing to know how to properly film their auditions. So the very first video that I did for my just feedback on Pro Cheer and Dance was how to film virtual auditions, which you can find on my channel if that's something that you need a few pointers on. And then I was just keeping track of different teams and what their plans were. Some teams, as we know, decided not to continue with auditions, and some teams went strictly virtual. Some had a mixture, combination situation. And so this is going to take me into my rant because the first um, audition recap video that I did, which I found very fun to do, I would watch auditions that were coming up on um, the uh, the um, the auditions that were coming up virtually. They were sharing them more often. So as they were sharing them, the I lost my train of thought that fast. As they were sharing the content there, I was watching and then I would do my own review and I would edit it and I would post it and give my feedback, give my commentary on how they ran the audition. The very first team that I did that for here on my channel was for the Washington football team, First Ladies of Football. And that's going to take me into my rant. Okay. So, first, let me say thank you to all of the cheerleaders for the Washington football team that gave me great feedback on that video. They liked it, they enjoyed it, they shared it. Thank you so much. I didn't really do it with any intention of, you know, praise per se. It was something to do for fun, something to keep me sane here in this situation. And it just became a thing. So I did it with other teams. I have the Houston Texans cheerleaders I did a review for. What's another team that I did? There were a few. The Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Falcons. I have videos up for all of those teams. But the first one that I did was for the First Ladies of Football. And again, this is going into my rant. So first, let me shout out Chris. Give another comment here talking about Brittany. Came for Brittany, stayed for the rest of the great content. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. But so with my rant, I don't know if some of you have been aware of what was going on in the news as far as the First Ladies of Football and a situation that they had that came out, I think maybe about a year ago, where some scandalous things were happening behind the scenes as far as some sexual misconduct that was happening based off of their swimsuit calendar shoot. Most football teams and NBA teams do host a calendar shoot. And never in a million years would I think. I've been in 4 swimsuit calendars, and I can't imagine later finding out that certain things were being exploited, per se. But anyway, it became a whole case and situation. And now that that case has been settled, the organization has decided to put the cheerleaders on pause, whatever that means. I guess until further notice. I don't know, but here's my rant. I am tired of these teams, and I say teams plural because it is happening all throughout the NBA and the NFL. And their rebranding strategies. Most of them have been rooted in cover-ups of scandalous situations that are happening behind the scenes. That's just a fact. Won't go into detail about the things I know, but just know that that is what's happening. A lot of these teams, not all, let me just say that, not all, but some of these rebranded teams have, I don't want to say capitalized, but have used the opportunity behind inclusion to rebrand their entertainment when it's not really, in my opinion, all of this is my opinion. Let me say that too. This is my opinion. I am not affiliated with any organization, not in the NBA, not in the NFL, not in the MLB, not in NHL, none of that. I'm not associated with any one. Okay, so this is strictly my opinion. But they are using the topic and the focus and the encouragement of inclusion to cover up the real reasons behind their rebranding strategies. Not to say that inclusion isn't a great thing, not to say that I'm not liking and enjoying seeing men on these cheer teams. I like it, but I'm just stating that a lot of it is not, it's not the, it's not the motive. Inclusion is not the motive all the time. This is basically what I'm trying to say. Some teams have just completely just stripped their cheerleaders and dancers, just taking it away, just gone, because of things that they're trying to cover up. This is not to scare anyone, because I know we're talking about auditions, and I don't want you to be afraid of these things that are happening, but things are political in this business. They are, and it can get that way. Um, So again, it's not to scare you, but it's just to make you aware and to make you cognizant of experiences that you need to be strong enough to handle in the event that they come up, because it doesn't happen everywhere. Trust me, there's tons of NFL cheer teams, there's tons of NBA dance teams. It doesn't happen with everyone, but it does occur in some situations. So just be aware of that. Now, this is another reason why. Let me read, because I'm not going to read the statement from the First Ladies of Football. There is a full statement out there. I'll let you guys go and find that on your own. But I will read a portion from the Washington Post in their article, as well as my response or my status that I put on Facebook regarding it. And then I'll go into what I'm about to say next here. And then we'll get into the stuff that I'm really here for, which is auditions, I promise. But I just have to talk about this. Okay. So there's an article in the Washington Post. You can Google it. You can go read the full article, but I'm just going to read the portion about their pause. Okay, where is it? Oh, goodness. Okay. It says, they said they had our backs. She said, then we were blindsided. Cheerleaders were unable to ask questions during the call. 4 hours later, they received a brief email from Human Resources thanking them for their work and announcing that tryouts for the next season are postponed. Typically, auditions are held in the spring, which is coming up here, and cheerleaders spend the summer rehearsing. Cheerleaders are paid for attending practices and making appearances on the team's behalf during the off season. We're wondering what they meant by a pause and how long. I guess it just meant until they figure it out. And then going on, pausing all aspects of game day entertainment is solely based on transforming the fan experience in connection with the rebrand. I'm calling BS. Because it just so happens that this is all part of your rebrand strategy after, literally right after the settlement occurred. Which again, you can go and read all about it. I'll actually maybe leave a link to the Washington Post article on this video, so you can go back and read it if you'd like to. So yeah, it's BS. And fortunately for them, the Washington football team, they're already under rebranding plans and strategies because of the name of the team. So it's kind of easy to slide that in like, hey, this is part of the plan too. It's always been part of the plan. I ain't buying it. So yeah, that's just that. And then I said on Facebook, as I shared the article, I said, this is really upsetting, pisses me off actually. All these teams and their BS rebranding, code for covering up racism, sexism, discrimination, sexual harassment, the list goes on, rather than hold the creeps accountable. Just strike the passions and dreams of hardworking women. Why is it so easy? Because they still know the outlook on professional cheerleading is rooted in stereotypical views. This is why I make a point to highlight the true work that goes into this business that most could never do. I'm over it. Something has to change. So that's what I said. So that goes into my next point, which is why I do or did the reviews of Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders making the team. Why did I do that? Because I want my audience, which is consists of family and friends as well, who have nothing to do with pro cheer and dance, who may not understand all of the work and effort that goes behind being members of these teams, being ambassadors for these teams. It's not just put on a little skimpy outfit and go out there and dance and entertain men. That's not what it is. And I always want people to understand the hard work and dedication that goes behind this career, which is why I stress that, which is why I do the Pro Cheer and Dance Report, which is why I put out information publicly for people, not just future pro cheerleaders and dancers, the people to understand what this business is about. And that also goes into even with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. If you follow that show and you follow their YouTube channel, you saw all the comments and everything that was going on about what was happening behind the scenes. And as well as you and me got overwhelmed with all of the drama that was happening. So it's just me making it clear that BS happens and occurs. Not everywhere. Just do your research. That goes without saying for all of it. Do your research. Make sure that the people that you are wanting to work with have good ethics behind their display or working with their entertainment teams. That's all I'm going to say on that. All right. So I've got my notes here. We're just going to zip right on through because there's no one here on the chat at the moment, but that is fine. You can always come back, replay it, and leave a comment below if you have questions later. I can always come back to your questions and concerns and get right back to you. You can always email me if you have any questions at risingwithdawn1@gmail.com. You can email me. I have a video on here where I talk about my free preliminary coaching call that is available to anyone who is interested. And again, not just pro cheer and dance. If you just want dance lessons and you have goals in dance in general and you want to talk to me for free, we can chat it up. We can talk about how we can help you get to your goals. And yeah, also one-on-one coaching if you're interested in that. Just shoot me an email and I will send you information on my one-on-one coaching. All right. So, oh, let me make sure my battery doesn't die. All right, so 2021 auditions. What are we expecting? Virtual or in person? So, again, last season, most teams were required to just go the virtual route. There were pros, in my opinion, and cons, in my opinion, as far as virtual auditions. I'll start with the cons. The cons of virtual auditions, in my opinion, was the fact that you're not able to really get a full view or grasp of specific dance technique, and they were kind of limited as far as what exactly you could teach, what styles you were basing the judging off of, which I think now this season, a lot of teams or coaches are coming to the realization that, hey, we can't be as technical as we have in the past because literally people are dancing in their living room. So, how are we going to ask them to do 10 leaps across the floor when their living room is this big? So, some of those things had to change. Another con was just getting bad videos, getting yeah, like videos that didn't look good or didn't really showcase, or people who didn't follow instructions as far as their digital content was concerned. Um, Another thing, technical difficulties as far as sharing and putting it on their website or streaming it, um, which I appreciate them sharing. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate being able to see the audition process, which sometimes we normally don't get to do when it's in person. But I will say they did run into technical difficulties at times, which was a con. But pros, I will say, is you got a bigger pool of talent to choose from. And I said that about the DCC making the team. I feel like that was a super advantage for them. And I think that that was an advantage for other teams as well because they got to see talent that wasn't necessarily just local to the city in which they were in. Not that people don't travel for auditions, they absolutely do. But for the most part, you're getting people who are living locally within that city. And it was a pro for the people auditioning as well because hey, because it's virtual, and I might want to audition for, I don't know, the Tennessee Titans, but I live in Oklahoma. I don't have to go to Tennessee yet. I can do the preliminary round of auditions, and then if I get picked, then I got to worry about moving. So that was a pro for those who were auditioning, which I do think, based on some of these pros, even going forward, I think some of these teams will still keep that portion of auditions as an option, possibly. Um, Also, I would say that as far as virtually, as far as interviews go and things like that, as far as things being able to be pre-recorded, I'm not sure if interviews were pre-recorded or not, or if they did things in kind of like a Zoom situation, but the pressures are a little different than when you're in the room actually speaking to somebody versus when you're doing it virtually. So again, that was another pro for those who were auditioning for the team. And I will say, based on the fact that even last year and maybe now this year, coaches, choreographers are discovering that, hey, we can't do things as technically as we used to. We have to kind of, I don't want to say water down, but we have to restrict certain technical abilities in our choreography because we can't get that from them because they're not in the studio, they're at home. So that has worked to an advantage for a lot of people, or will work to an advantage for a lot of people going on in the future because they know, hey, well, they're not going to require me to do this or do that. Not to say that you don't need to train and, know how to do it. It's just, it's not something that they're necessarily judging you off of. My battery is about to die and I don't know why. Give me a moment here. 1 second. All right, I think we're good now. Okay, so that leads me into the next thing. How are you preparing? Are you taking classes? Are you getting coaching, training, etc.? So, again, we're in a situation now where some studios are open. You can go and train at some studios, but for the most part, maybe you don't feel comfortable. I know I don't feel comfortable going to a dance studio right now. I've gotten offers to teach classes at studios, and people who have seen my videos who are like, hey, we want you to teach approach your class here or there. I'm sorry, I just don't feel that comfortable just yet being in that environment. So that's why I'm strictly sticking to online services. But it's really hard for you to be able to be in person for training. So that's why I do virtual coaching. All of my coaching is virtual. I do still go into a studio area where I encourage those who I'm coaching to be in a well spaced area so that we can work on technique and things like that. But it's really hard. It is. And I hope, I know some are, but I really hope that most coaches are taking that into consideration, especially this year. Last year it was hard to tell, but this year, taking that into consideration that coaching and training in person is really, really hard to do, and not throwing too much craziness at dancers, so that they can execute what they're looking for. But again, it's still very important that you are in class. It's very important that you are talking to someone, about what it takes. The reason I'm pausing is because I have a lot of material that I will be releasing soon about how to prepare for auditions. And I'm trying not to give it away here because I can do a lot of this, and I'm trying not to do that. So if I keep pausing, it's because I'm trying not to give away future material. So excuse me on that. But yeah, it's very important that you're still getting, because there's so many online classes, there's so many Instagram lives that you can go on and watch class. There's people who are doing Zoom classes. I particularly do not like to do Zoom classes. Um, it's just a lot for me. But I do pre-recorded classes. You see my sideline class that I have here on my channel. But all right, I'm back. I think, um, I hope you can still see me and it just started where it left off. But I'm sorry about that. I don't know why my computer decided it wanted to shut down. And now my lighting is all jacked up too. But hold on, let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Lighting is back. We're good. So sorry about that. Again, we talked about technical difficulties, didn't we? Didn't we talk about that? We sure did. Anyways, okay. Classes. I was talking about Zoom classes versus pre-recorded. I do my classes pre-recorded. Um, as you can see, my sideline classes that I have here on my channel are pre-recorded, and I do that purposely. I'm going to be doing another class very soon, which the holdup on that is based on where am I going to film it, where am I going to do it, because I'm trying to take safety precautions and make sure I'm good. Um, so it's coming very, very soon. Just might be outside. That's just where we are now. I just might be outside, and that's okay. Got to do what I got to do. But I do pre-record it because I like for my videos to be evergreen. I like for them to live on my channel. Not to say that if you do something live on Zoom, you can't record it. But even as Chris said here, and I've gotten compliments or feedback on my sideline classes before, it's very detailed. Okay. So I personally don't feel like I can give that type of detail while doing thing like that. Um, I hope I wasn't muted that whole time I was talking. I hope you could hear me. But all right, so that's that. Definitely get in class. Definitely take advantage of all coaching. There are so many coaches out here. Okay. There's so many people who can help you. Take advantage of it all in some capacity. There may be one coach who is stronger at technique, another coach who is stronger at hip hop, another coach who is stronger with giving audition tips, another who may be stronger at palm, another who may be stronger at just overall performance. Take advantage of it all, okay? Do your research on all dancers, all coaches that are out there to help you and train you and get you prepared. It's all out there. It's all there, and everybody's different. Just take advantage of as much as you can. That moves me to, let's go back to talking about virtual auditions and being prepared to film auditions from home. So this is the same thing I tell my voiceover trainees. A lot of times they get caught up in the home studio environment of, oh, but I don't have this equipment and I don't have that and I need this and I need this type of mic and I need, you are the talent, okay? Not the engineer. That's what I tell them. And I'd say the same to you. You are the talent. You are not the costume designer. You are not the hairstylist. You are not the makeup artist. You are not the camera. You're not a videographer. You're a dancer. So, again, you gotta do your research, figure out what are the best ways, watch videos. I have, again, a video that tells all about how to film auditions from home, but don't freak yourself out about it. Like, don't stress about not having all of the equipment and the lighting and the backdrops and all that type of stuff. Like, I don't think anyone is judging you off of that. Now, do you want to have a good area where you can dance and there's not a whole bunch of junk behind you and kids running around and stuff like that? Sure, absolutely. Take that all into consideration. But don't panic about your virtual recording of your audition because you're not a videographer and everyone knows that. Okay? Um, But also with that, I want to talk about the fact that there is more to your audition than just dance technique. Now, a lot of the tips that I came up with that I'm still going to um, provide later were based on in-person auditions. Okay. But this goes with the virtual experience as well. There's more to auditions than just dance technique. Let me speak from an in-person perspective first. So in person, as soon as you walk in the room, you're being watched. That's a fact. You walk in, they're checking out your demeanor. How do you interact with the others in the room? Are you standing alone? Are you helping others if they ask for help? Are you working with others? Um, Not to say that you're required to help other people, but again, let me not give away those jewels. Um, but yeah, how are you interacting? Are you poised when you walk in? Do you smile? Do you have a frown on your face? Like you're being watched as soon as you walk in the room. Also, as part of an audition, the interview process. You're going to be asked questions that you need to know the answers to. And I'll just leave that at that. Again, more tips on all of that coming very soon. But yeah, so know that there's more to it than just dance. And you're going to have to be prepared for it all. And I would suggest plug that you stay tuned to my channel and stay tuned to my Instagram page, which is at Rising with Dawn Dance Co., so that you can get all of those tips on what I'm speaking about here, more to auditions than dance technique. I've got the gems, okay? Um, yeah, so that's just that. Again, going to auditions as far as your appearance is concerned. Um, Costuming, makeup, hair. You got to do what they ask for, but just look good. Especially right now. Again, people are exhausted, and that includes some of these coaches and directors. So this year, you might run into some teams where they're just like, I don't care. I don't care what you wear. I don't care. But you may still run into some who feel like, hey, well, seeing as though you are working from home and seeing as though you are not able to give us what we need on the technique side, I'm at least need you to give me what I need on the appearance side. So again, go on websites, look at the requirements that these teams are asking for as far as the virtual audition process is concerned, or in person. What do you have to wear? What do they want you to wear on this particular round versus this round? It might change. It might switch out. It might stay the same. You never know, but be prepared for it all. Makeup. Again, you're not the makeup artist. I have a video again here on my channel. Look it up on how to do audition makeup. So I stress in that video about you not being the professional. When you make a team, there will be professionals present to do your makeup. There will be professionals available to train you on how to do your makeup. So they're not expecting you to come in knowing it all. Now, if you're a veteran and you've been on the team, you shouldn't be coming looking raggedy. You should be coming looking like a professional cheerleader already because you are, right? So, yeah, that's just that. Same with hair. Explore with hair. Do your research about hair, especially black girls. Just keeping it real. Do your research about hair. And if the teams that you are auditioning for is natural hair, something that they will embrace. Do you think that you should go and get a sew-in or something to protect your hair? Because you definitely want to protect your hair at the same time. And there's nothing wrong with expressing the fact that you need to protect your hair. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Next, how are we doing with fitness and nutrition goals? Listen, I currently am trying to get myself together, fitness and nutrition wise, okay? It's hard. This is the hardest part because you want to make sure that you are doing it in a healthy fashion. You don't want to harm yourself in trying to get fit and trying to maintain certain weight and fitness goals. Hold on, let me make sure things are going. Okay, just had to make sure. All right, cool. You want to make sure that you are doing things the right way and the safest way possible to make sure that you are obtaining those goals. Um, I again will have some fitness things for you to be able to take advantage of here on my channel because, like I said, I'm trying to get myself together and my body together. So I am so for us doing it together. So I will definitely be putting some things up here on the channel as far as that is concerned too. So stay on the lookout for that. Just make sure again that you're doing things in a healthy way and you're not harming yourself. Again, it's understood. We've all been quarantined in the house. We've been eating our snacks. I'm about to sit on this couch tonight and probably eat something bad, and I can admit that. But again, it's understood, it's known, but if you got goals, you got goals, and you're going to have to really, more now than ever, really be a little stronger and have a little more willpower when it comes to your fitness and nutrition goals. Again, as far as doing your research, you want to make sure that whatever your dream team is that you want to audition for, you're doing your research. Go on their websites, make sure that you know everything there is to know about them. Reach out to current members of the team. Again, try not to give too much away that I will be providing later. But yeah, do your research on that. This video, again, these videos will be staying up on my channel. So drop a comment below and tell me what your dream team is and why. I'm always curious as to why. Like, a few people that I have spoken to already as far as helping with preparing, I always ask them, well, why that team in particular? Not only do I ask why because I really do want to know why, but also because I want to know if they have specifically compared, especially if it's a team in which they are not living in. I want to know specifically, like, why is it that you want to dance for this particular team? What is it about it? Are you a fan of the actual team itself? Is that why? Or have you been studying the cheerleaders and dancers for a while and you've always known that you want to dance for this team? Or what is it in particular that makes you excited about them? I always want to know that. So drop a comment below. Let me know what your dream team is and why. Also, yeah, it's just very important that you know who you're working for or know who you're going to potentially be working for. Talk to others who have auditioned for them before. Talk to others who are already on the team. They're nice people. Okay? Like, again, we're talking about stereotypes and people thinking, oh, they're just a bunch of mean girls. No, that's not the case. So reach out, ask questions. People are here to help. People want to help. So don't shy away from that. Okay? But yeah, again, I'm not going to stay here much longer. I've pretty much just given my opinion on how I think things are going to work this year. I honestly don't foresee things getting back to normal until 2023. That's my prediction. I think this year, I think more teams will participate in auditions this year. But I do think that there's still, this year, there's definitely going to be a lot of mirroring of precaution as it was to last year. Next year, I still think there will be a tinge of precaution still being taken. And it will kind of be like on the trickle effect of all of that. I mean, based on my rant earlier, that's if any of these teams are still standing. But I digress. And then maybe by 2023, I think that maybe possibly things will be back to normal. And like I said, I think the new normal, though, might be a virtual portion of the audition process. So we'll see. I don't know, but I will be keeping a lookout on what's going on. Those of you who have subscribed to my channel, you know that I do the Pro Cheer and Dance Report. Any audition information that I find or hear about, I come here to my channel and I talk about it. Same is going to be for this year. As soon as I hear about auditions, I'll be here to announce it. Any information that I see that could be helpful as far as auditions is concerned, I'll be here to announce it. Just like I announced about the Denver Broncos, which again, anyone who is planning on auditioning for Denver, they had a meeting, a Zoom meeting last Monday, just kind of giving a brief outlook on what's to come for this year when it comes to the audition process. So I anticipate that lots of other teams here shortly are going to be pushing that information out as well. So definitely stay on the lookout for everything. Again, if you're subscribed to this channel, which right after you log off of here or get done watching this video, make sure you go and subscribe so that any updates that I do provide, you will be able to get that information and do with it what you will. So again, more about things that I have coming up. Like I said, I've been pausing a lot and a lot of things that I'm saying because I'm trying not to give away information that I have coming your way soon. Um, and I don't want to really mention or talk about the things that are coming. I have my reasons for that. But just please stay tuned. If you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribed. If you are not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow at Rising with Dawn Dance Co. You can also follow Erica Dawn Dance Choreography on Facebook. I will leave links to all that information in the description of this video once we wrap. And yeah, new segments, new training. You may get one more 4 and 2 sideline dance class from me. Maybe one more until probably the end of summer, early fall. Okay, because it's time to focus on really getting into learning and choreography. And I will actually be teaching some choreography that I taught during my time as an NBA dance captain and choreography that was actually performed on the court. So keep a lookout for that because I want to get people prepared. And excuse me when I speak of the court, because that's what I come from. So, court or field. I'm more of a court girl though. So my choreography is a little more intricate and a little more what you may see at a basketball game versus a football game. So that segment will be coming up soon. Again, the reason why it's taking so long is because I'm trying to make sure that I film it in the best light possible, but also the safest way possible. So just stay tuned. That's all I can say. And again, you see at the bottom the scroll about my free preliminary coaching call. Definitely, I will keep the information about that in the description of this video as well and how you can get that. You can email me, risingwithdawn1@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of that or my one-on-one coaching. If you're interested, you can always email me and I will get right back to you. You could drop comments under these videos and ask any questions about any of my teaching or services that you have or just anything in general about any of the videos here. And I will get right back to you. I'm pretty good at responding to comments on my channel. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my Saturday afternoon. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you to everyone who has popped in. We've had a few people pop in and out. So thank you so much for coming to this video and happy Valentine's Day to any and all who are celebrating with your significant others. I hope you have a great day filled with lots of love. And yeah, that's it. So again, thank you for watching and you all have a wonderful day. Bye.